May I request Dr. Solanki to please come on stage and fire up this audience.
CHETAN Solanki, Professor at IIT Bombay, founder of Energy Swaraj Foundation. Professor CHETAN Singh Solanki, fondly known as the Solar Man of India and Solar Gandhi, is a renowned solar scientist, innovator, educator, and professor at IIT Bombay. He is the founder of the Energy Swaraj Foundation and the visionary behind the Energy Swaraj movement, inspired by Gandhian philosophy, which advocates for energy self-sufficiency. 100% solar living. With over 100 research papers, 8 books and 4 US patents to his credit, Professor Solanki has made pioneering contributions in solar PV technology, energy access and sustainability. He is currently on an 11-year Energy Swaraj Yatra, living in a solar-powered bus since 2020, spreading awareness across the country. He has received numerous awards and global recognition for his path-breaking work and continues to inspire millions towards a sustainable future. Please welcome with loud applause the one and only Professor CHETAN Singh Solanki.
So very happy evening to all of you. Thanks to the organizers, Jain ji, Pankaj ji, Nishant ji and everyone present here. It is indeed my pleasure to be here with all of you this evening. And I'm a professor and I'm going to ask you many questions, and maybe whatever you're looking for, the solution to the climate change, I hope if you answer some of my questions, you are going to get it. Are you all ready? That's not enough. Are you all ready? All right. So let's begin observing this. It's our home, the place where we can breathe, the place where we can drink water, we can eat food, and we can live in this comfort of this planet home. And if you really want to feel what is living on other planet, you can actually go into other planet, realize it is not possible. So may I request one thing, that just in respect of this big home, our planet, can we all stand up for 10 seconds just to respect the planet home? Can we all stand up together, please? Such a beautiful home, right? Everything is available so easily for free. I hope you are all going to respect this planet and remember that this is the home we have to leave behind, a livable planet for everyone else who is going to come. Please sit down. Thank you so much. Decarbonization of a new era. What a wonderful topic. And Nishant ji in his address mentioned that decarbonization is our moral responsibility. And I'm going to bring you the sense that why it is a moral responsibility more than anything else. And being a professor, my job is to make as simple as possible for all of you. What does it mean? According to me, it is very simple. Consumption is equal to carbonization, and therefore deconsumption is equal to decarbonization. If you really understood this, what I mean, then my job is over. Thank you very much to organizers. I can step down right away. But if you really want to understand and deep down, let us go into the details. What does it mean? Well, there are many buzzers which are going to come in my presentation, right? So first warning to all of you, please don't listen to me carefully. Because if you're going to listen to me carefully, I'm sure your life is going to change. Do you still want to listen? Very nice. So it means you are willing to change, and the change is what is required today in today's world. Well, let me start with this question to all of you. If we have some gadget today to take a picture of our beautiful planet from this space, how is it going to look like? If I take a picture of the planet, how it is going to look like? Well, there are two scenarios possible that we can see on our planet. Number one, we see the scenario of growth, or we see the scenario of degradation. And it is very important to look at this picture, what is happening right now. What is growing right now? Computer technology, AI technology, mobile, also all growing, right? And what is degrading right now? The air, soil, all this is degrading. Tell me, is the water quality is improving or degrading? Air quality is improving or degrading? Soil quality is improving or degrading? Everything which is non-essential for survival of human life is all increasing. But every other thing which is essential for human survival is actually degrading. And that's why the question that we have to ask ourselves, is there something wrong in this world? Isn't it? And there is something terribly wrong, that how is it possible that the basics of our life, the fundamental of our life, air, water and soil itself is degrading and degrading faster than ever. So things are changing. What is changing? The climate itself is changing. It is not same anymore. The seasons are not same anymore. Summer is becoming warmer, winter is becoming shorter, monsoon is very erratic. This year, in Mumbai, the rain started on 10th May, and when I came to Indore, people told me there was no rain except the last 4 or 5 days. So it is already imbalanced. A lot of things are happening: floods, drought, heat waves, forest fire, ice melting, sea level rise. This picture here, I have taken myself when I went to Odisha. This is a picture of a village called Sadhvaya. It used to be there. It is not there anymore. You know why? Sea level rise. So this is all happening right in front of our eyes. And the question we have to ask ourselves, why it is happening? And the answer to this is that for one simple reason. There is only one reason. Not deforestation, not pollution, not plastic. There is only one reason why climate is changing, and that is the use of energy. Rather, use of carbon-based energy. And we have all been using energy all over the life, but when we started to industrialize ourselves, 1850, we started using carbon-based energy. Came to 1900, we started using crude oil. Then came to 1950, we started using natural gas. And I need some stairs to actually go to this show. Just to show you that how much energy we are consuming and how fast it is growing. Today in 2025, we are using coal, oil, gas, solar, wind, biomass, hydro, nuclear. All this we are using, but you will be surprised to know that coal, oil and gas itself is almost 80 to 85% energy. So what is the problem with coal, oil and gas? Let it be there. Is there any problem? Well, there are many problems associated with this. Number one, India is an energy importer. We have to spend 17 lakh crore rupees every single year to import energy. That's a 50% of our foreign exchange. No country which wants to be strong can be import dependent. So that is one problem. But the bigger problem is that all these three, coal, oil and gas, is all made out of one element, that is carbon. And every time when we burn carbon, what is the chemical reaction? Carbon plus oxygen equal to carbon dioxide plus energy. Are you all using energy? Hello, are you all using energy? Yes. You don't even realize that when you're brushing your teeth, you're using energy. When you're sitting on the chair, that is use of energy. The carpet is use of energy. Building, cement, concrete, everything is use of energy. But every time when we use energy, there's a carbon dioxide. And the question to all of you, that we are all using energy, we are all emitting carbon dioxide. Where does this carbon dioxide go? Where you are throwing carbon dioxide? Most of us don't even realize where we are throwing this carbon dioxide. Well, we are using energy in each and everything, which means when you brush our teeth, we are using energy. And I keep telling people that brushing teeth is a dangerous activity. Because for brushing teeth, we need toothpaste, toothbrush, water, pipe, motor, overhead tank, cement, concrete, wash basin, mirror, everything is required for a small activity. So let us be clear that every single item that we are using is a use of energy. So one takeaway message today you should write on your walls wherever you go, that every action and consumption is carbon emission. Can we all repeat? Every action and consumption is carbon emission. Please note down this. Second dangerous point is, every time when the carbon is emitted, it remains in the atmosphere for an average of 300 years. You know what does it mean? It means that the food that you are going to eat today cooked on LPG is going to create an impact on atmosphere for how many years? 300 years. The AC that we are enjoying right now will be having impact in the atmosphere for 300 years. And every time when we use energy, we throw carbon dioxide. Where do we throw carbon dioxide? Those who are not aware, by the way, this is our atmosphere, the thin blue layer, right? This is our atmosphere. Let me ask you one question. With the growth of science, technology, and economy, is the atmosphere also growing? No. Atmosphere is not growing with our growth, with growth of science and technology. It is not growing. But every time when we consume energy, we throw carbon dioxide. And where we throw carbon dioxide? In the atmosphere. In a way, it is not wrong to say that we have made our atmosphere as the big garbage bin. ये हमारा कचरे का डब्बा बन गया है. घर का कचरा साफ कर सकते हैं, एम्प्टी कर सकते हैं, बट ये कचरे के डब्बे को खाली नहीं कर सकते. कैन यू ऑल एम्प्टी दिस गार्बेज बिन? नो. इट इज गेटिंग फिलिंग अप एंड इट्स गेटिंग more and more carbon dioxide is getting accumulated. By the way, this is very interesting graph that you all should do, and I'm going to run with the graph. The graph is going to be running looking at it. So this is a graph of amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and the x-axis is the year. So let me start with the 1000 years back, right? And I'm going to walk with the graph. So you all notice what is happening. Yes, we are here 1500, 1300 year, 1400, 1450, 1500, 15, 1600, 1750, 1800, 1850, 1900. Oh my God, where it is going? That is what is happening right now. The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has grown from very simple 280 parts per million, which is essential for survival, to somewhere as much as 420 parts per million. There is 53% extra carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So ladies and gentlemen, we have changed our atmosphere by 53%. Is that a small change or a big change? Small change or a big change? Huge change. If your height increases by 53%, if your weight increases by 53%, it's going to be a huge change. We have changed our atmosphere by 53%. And this carbon dioxide is not a normal gas, by the way, right? It is a greenhouse gas. And 53% extra carbon dioxide means 53% extra capacity of the planet to heat. And as a result of that, planet is becoming warmer and warmer and warmer. I'm sure all of you feeling. Are you feeling the heat? Planet is heating up warmer very fast. And 2024, by the way, was declared as the warmest year in human history. Humans, modern humans, Homo sapiens. You know how many years we have been there? 300,000 years. 3 लाख साल से हम इस धरती पर अस्तित्व में हैं. मनुष्य जीवन के इतिहास में कोई साल इतना गर्म नहीं था जो पिछला साल था. And that is where the problem is. Our atmosphere is an ecosystem, it's a physical ecosystem. And for every ecosystem, there are threshold values. And similar to that, for our planet also there are threshold values. Rubber band, if you pull it sometime and leave it, it goes back to the original state. But if you pull it beyond a level, it breaks down. Similar to that, our planet is also going to break down if you cross certain threshold. What are those threshold? Well, the first threshold is 1.5 degrees centigrade, and the second one is 2 degrees centigrade. What is going to happen at 1.5? Will there be a sudden disaster and everybody will die? Answer is no. There will not be any sudden disaster. कोई प्रलय आने वाला नहीं है. I keep saying लोगों को चिंता मत करो, इतनी आसान मौत नहीं मिलने वाली. Nature is not going to kill you so easily, you know. एक मूवी में जो खतरनाक विलेन होता है, हीरो को कैसे मारता पता है? एकदम खतरनाक विलेन हीरो को कैसे मारता है? तड़पा तड़पा के. तो नेचर हमें कैसे मारेगी? ये है ना, सबको एक साथ बोलना चाहिए और शाम को सोने के पहले रोज इसका जाप करना चाहिए मंत्र की तरह. एक साथ बोलेंगे, नेचर हमें कैसे मारने वाली है? तड़पा तड़पा की. More floods, more droughts, more heat waves, more forest fire, more ice melting, more sea level rise, more diseases, reduction in food production yield. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So 1.5 degrees centigrade or first threshold. How much time is left before we touch 1.5 degrees centigrade? Well, not much, as per the carbon budget and the rate of carbon emission. By the way, do you know what is the rate of carbon emission? 40 billion tons of carbon is emitted every single year. Divide into per second, it comes to 13.5 lakh kilogram carbon is emitted just like this. 13.5 lakh, 13.5 lakh, 13.1 second. So with that, we are just 4-5 years away from 1.5 degrees centigrade. We are just 20 to 25 years away from 2 degrees centigrade. And therefore, I keep reminding people that asking for net zero in 2070 is already too late. We are already going to cross the threshold of 2 degree. What is going to happen at 2 degree? Irreversible climate change. Beyond that, if all humans on this planet become saint, हम सब साधु बन जाएंगे, फिर भी climate को reverse नहीं कर सकते. इसलिए whatever you want to do, you have to do it right now. But look at this important number, 2100. What is going to happen in 2100? Well, the minimum global warming temperature will be 3 degrees centigrade and maximum 6 degrees centigrade. I have written a book on it. And my book is going to be published by Penguin. It is going to come in December. And the title says, Will Humans Survive or Thrive by 2100? 3 degrees centigrade of global warming average, which means sometime 10 degrees centigrade, sometime 2 degrees centigrade. Will humans survive itself is a big question. It may be 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, maybe 150 years. And if a dinosaur couldn't survive the climate change, humans are very delicate items on this planet. That is a really, really big question mark. So ladies and gentlemen, let us really cool, let us really become responsible for this. And let me tell you that all those people who are working in HVAC are not the problem. It is the consumer who is a problem. So let us start looking at the $1 million question. How do we decarbonize? Are you all ready to learn? How do we decarbonize? And before we learn how do we decarbonize, in India, if you want to teach somebody what is Satya, first you have to teach what is Asatya. जब असत्य क्या समझ में आ गया तो सत्य आसानी से समझ में आता है. Before I teach you what we need to do, let us understand what not to do. Learning what not to do is even greater lesson. Okay? Let me start asking with this question, who has caused the climate change? Who has caused the climate change? Humans, very nice. Whenever I ask this question, who has caused the climate change, you know what? All intelligent, smart, educated people, you know what they say? Humans have done it, I have not done it. As if you are not human. Are you all humans? अरे इसमें तो doubt नहीं होना चाहिए. Are you all humans? So who has caused the climate change? We have done it. Wrong answer. I have done it. Because I am the one who is enjoying AC. I am the one who is going to eat food. I am wearing clothes. I am going to travel. I do everything. Every consumer of energy and material has caused the climate change. So therefore, right answer is, who has caused the climate change? I have done it. So therefore, who is going to solve it? I will solve it. Go outside this hall and ask everyone who is going to solve it. Everyone say, oh, government should do something. Industry should do something. No, it is I who should do something, and that is what we have to listen. So let us understand what is not working as a solution to the climate change. It is very important to understand this. There are 5 things that are not working or not sufficient. What is not sufficient to solve the problem of climate change? Planting trees. Ladies and gentlemen, the rate of carbon emission is 13.5 lakh kg per second. Poor trees cannot grow so fast. There is no space to plant trees. As per my calculation, every person on the globe, 8.3 billion people, every person on the globe should plant 1,000 trees per year to compensate for the carbon emission. It is impossible. So yes, planting trees is a great idea, but it's not going to work. Second thing, collecting plastic and recycling, great. But plastic is a very tiny part of the problem. It's a very small problem. So therefore, plastic is also not going to be enough for, restoration of environment. Making policies. We have COP meetings, Paris Agreement, Kyoto Protocol. In India, we have Energy Conservation Act. All those policies exist, but problem is also growing. And the fourth thing is technology development. A lot of people have a lot of hopes on technology. Yes, we should develop technology, but in the last 30-40 years, we have been able to go to the moon and Mars. Solar has become advanced, efficiency has increased, green hydrogen has come, electric vehicle has come. But tell me, is the problem here, problems are reducing or increasing? Increasing, which means technology has a role, but technology alone cannot solve this problem. And finally, the economic growth. These are not the solution. That is not going to be working enough. Then what is the solution? Well, that is where in 2020, I decided to do something for this. I'm a married person, by the way, शादीशुदा हूँ. मेरी 2 बेटियां हैं, but I left my home for 11 years. And I pledged that for 11 years I will not go home, and I'm going to work for bringing awareness about the climate change and how we solve it. So I started living in this bus, by the way. It has been last 5 years. I've been living in a bus traveling all over the country with the message that the climate change solution begins from somewhere else, not where we are looking. By the way, I also decided that it is everybody's problem. And it is the problem that everybody needs to come together to solve it. It is beyond any government, beyond any technology, beyond any policy to solve the problem. And therefore, I need everyone's support also. We have decided that the public movement should be launched and public movement should be supported by people. And one of the requests I'm going to ask you is to contribute and support this movement. During this lecture, whenever you feel that yes, this is an important task and you want to contribute, what you can do is take your mobile phone, scan this QR code, and contribute whatever you can do. Except 0 rupees, everything else is acceptable. So please do that. Let us discuss it further. Climate change is an urgency, right? It is a matter of just 20-25 years before we cross the threshold level of 2 degrees centigrade. Just matter of 20-25 years. And if that is the case, why you people are not restless? Why governments are not restless? How come you can sit comfortably on your chair? लोगों को जम करना चाहिए, परेशान होना चाहिए, but मैं किसी चेहरे पे परेशानी नहीं दिखती. Everyone is busy in their own day-to-day life, and I think that is what is going to kill us. And let us become restless. That is one thing that we have to become. Why? Because if you are not going to solve the problem, climate change is going to be very catastrophic. We are already see what is happening in what happened in Texas, right? You see what happened, flash floods. 200 people died in very advanced country like America. 200 people died because of the floods. So the cost of correction is going to be very expensive, and if you don't do this, it will become difficult for humans to survival, and that itself is going to be very expensive. So let us treat this as a subject of urgency. Unfortunately, nobody is doing it right now. Also, let me remind you that one problem that we all are doing is consuming too many things. And there is what is concept of Earth overshoot day. The amount of resources Earth can generate in 1 year, we should be consuming in 1 year. But this year, we already finished all the resources by 24th July. So 25th July, 26th July, every day from 24th July till December 31st is going to be a borrowed life. या क्रूड शब्दों में कहें तो stolen life. जो लाइफ आज जो आप जीने वाले हो, आज जो सांस लेने वाले हो, आज जो खाना खाने वाले हो, आज जो पानी पीने वाले हो, तुम्हारा नहीं है, उधार लिया हुआ है बच्चों से, या ज्यादा सही तरीके से कहें चोरी का है. That is what we are doing. So today is not, whatever you is not your life. Answer me this thing in yes and no, and you know the answer what we need to do. Are you all ready? In loud yes and no. Is the science improving? Technology is improving? Economy is growing? Is the size of our planet growing? No. Amount of minerals growing? No. Soil growing? Nothing on this planet is growing, ladies and gentlemen. But every human is thinking, let us grow. How? Everything that we see in this hall is coming from the planet. But planet is not growing. But we want to grow. How is it possible? Planet नहीं बढ़ रहा तो अलमारी में कपड़े कैसे बढ़ सकते हैं? गाड़ियों की संख्या कैसे बढ़ सकती? I think this is one question that we all should start thinking. Nothing can grow on this planet, and how can our science, how can everything else go? Therefore, one of the solutions that we have to adopt before anything else is this, that on the finite planet, with the finite resources, there can only be finite consumption. And I want all of you to repeat with me. Okay, ready? On the finite planet, with finite resources, there can only be finite consumption. And whose consumption should be finite? हाँ, yours, पड़ोसी का नहीं. वरना आज शाम को जाके पड़ोसी को बहुत ज्ञान देना, देखो आज ऐसा मैंने सीखा वैसा. No, you have to start doing it yourself. So this is the truth that we all must follow. If you don't follow your technology, your science, nothing is going to be of really any use. So consumption is equal to carbonization, and therefore deconsumption is equal to decarbonization. This should be your takeaway message from today, and that is why I'm going to offer you a really framework that we all can use in your day-to-day life. Where you are an industry man, whether you're a common man, whether you're a government, whoever you are, you can actually use this climate action framework. There are 3 things that we have to do. By the way, I believe that it is very simple to decarbonize. You know why it is very simple? Because what is the solution? Inaction is the action for climate correction. We are already doing too many things. If you start doing something less, you are going to save water, you are going to save carbon, you are going to save money, you are going to save everything. And therefore, when inaction is the action, every person, whether you're American or African, young or old, rich and poor, everybody can actually take part in this. What is the Universal Climate Action Framework? There are 3 things that you have to do. First of all, understand the consumption. What does it mean? There is a long trail behind and after the consumption. You know, as I said, brushing teeth itself is a very complicated affair. I have created a training, you should do that. Number 2, follow 2P climate habits. We have to follow 360-degree of solution, not just one solution. And if you, we have divided into this 2P climate habits, there are 5 things that you should do. Travel less, use items wisely, purchase cautiously, eat carefully, and eliminate electricity waste. And finally, apply AMG decision filter, AMG action filter. Everything that you are doing, just first see if it is avoidable, avoid what is avoidable. If you cannot avoid it, minimize with efficiency. If you cannot minimize it, generate as a last option. And that's why, though people know me as a solar man, but I keep saying the rule number 1 of using solar energy is don't use solar energy. Because nothing comes from the God. Everything is derived from the mining, refining, resourcing, and therefore avoid first, minimize second, and generate as the last option. Also, it is important that you change yourself. Each one of us to change and each one of us to reduce. So change yourself and make this as a point, because I consume, I cause, so I must correct. The change should begin with me, myself. Then build a team, because it is not enough that you and I do, and when some Nishan says it is our moral duty, means it is moral duty to educate our neighbors also, our friends also, family members also. So do that and eventually contribute to spread it. As Mayor mentioned, Pushyamitra ji mentioned that we have done this mission in Indore, which is called Indore Climate Mission, that how without investment, there is a great opportunity to decarbonize without really needing much investment. And we did this in Indore. We asked citizens of Indore that we are very number 1 in cleaning the visible garbage. But the bigger problem is the invisible garbage, the greenhouse gases. The visible garbage is 150 kg per family per year. The invisible garbage is 10,000 kg per family per year. And with the help of people, what we asked them to avoid the wasteful use of energy. And you can see in the month of January, we saved 76 lakh unit. And in the month of February, we saved 75 lakh unit. In 2 months, without any investment, we could save 1.5 crore units of electricity. What can be more cheaper than this, right? What can be more cheaper way to decarbonize the planet than by adapting to the mindful consumption that we have done it? By the way, there is a climate action portal that is available, and a lot of resources we are already available and built in, whether it is a climate consumption literacy training, energy literacy training, everything is available for free to everyone. All of you and your organization can register, log in, and start participating. So this is the finite earth movement. Let us follow one simple truth, that on a finite planet, there is only finite consumption possible, and we have to all come together to do this. Our target is to reach out to 1 billion people in climate action, and I hope all of you who are taking part in the CoOL Conclave today are really going to take part in cooling the planet by reducing the consumption. That is the main problem. Well, there are 3 ways you can join this movement. You can join as an individual, you can join as an organization, you can join as a network leader. If you're a big organization, you can join as a network leader. And each activity on our platform, you earn what is called carbon correction points. And if there are enough points are earned, we also give the sustainability rating that you can use. This is how it is looking like. Every individual can shop for the climate action. And it is like a shopping. So if you really want to do something, for example, instead of replacing, you want to repair a phone, you can add to your climate action card. So it will appear in your climate action card, and when you really perform that activity, that many carbon points get added into your account. And when you accumulate sufficient amount of carbon points, you start getting certificate of climate hero, climate champion, and different titles you can all earn yourself. As I said, individual, institution, everybody can do this. Also, I want to request that we want a lot of volunteers. So if you really want to become volunteer in the Finite Earth Movement, scan this QR code and apply for it. We are really looking for a professionals who understand the game of energy to come and become part and join the movement. There is one more thing that we are asking is, I am going to personally train the speakers. Those who want to come on the stage and talk about the climate change solution with the confidence, with the clarity, with the conviction, you are most welcome to join on 2nd August in Indore. I am personally going to train people to become the climate speakers, become the famed speaker. If you're really interested, you're in Indore, you can join this, and I'm going to conduct this kind of training workshop in various cities, so we are going to reach out to everyone. Eventually, I want you to take away the 6 mantras. And if you remember the 6 mantra, as I said, whether you're individual or an organization, you are really going to decarbonize in a most efficient, most cheapest, and most impactful way. What are these mantras? Number 1, recognize that it is an urgency. It is not a normal situation. Feel that urgency, and when you start feeling that urgency, I'm sure you will come with many solutions. Number 2, recognize that on a finite earth, there is only finite consumption possible. Number 3, every act of consumption is a carbon emission. So you can't just be happy with the planting trees or using electricity, EV or putting solar. That is not going to be sufficient. You have to act on every aspect. Number 4, realize that I consume, therefore I must correct myself. Number 5, climate correction starts with the practicing 2P habit that gives a 360-degree angle of the carbon emission that we do. And number 6, for every action that we perform, follow AMG action filter. Avoid what is avoidable, if not minimize, and finally generate as a last option. So with this note, I want to thank to all the partners who are supporting the cause. Thanks to everyone, thanks to all of you. And let us say one thing at the last, that when my salary increases, your business grows, our capacity to buy grows. But nature's capacity to supply is not growing. So therefore, one formula, if you can remember, anytime you take any action or buy something, say that I can afford but nature cannot. Can we all repeat together? I can afford but nature cannot. I can afford but nature cannot. Let this be mantra of decarbonization. With this note, I really want to congratulate the organizers for arranging this beautiful gathering, and I'm sure at the end of it, everyone is going to be richer, not in carbon, but richer in the practice towards sustainable living. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Professor sir, please stay on the stage, sir. We'll keep you 2 minutes more on the stage. Sir, your talk was a shocker, an eye-opener, and has really shaken me up. And I really remember the famous statement made by Mr. Barack Obama, the former US President. He said, we are the first generation to feel the effect of climate change, and the last generation who can do something about it. So with that note, thank you so much, Professor Solanki, for the illuminating session. Your mission of Energy Swaraj is not just about solar panels. It's about powering a movement of self-reliance and sustainability. Deep gratitude, Professor, for reminding us that the sun doesn't just rise in the sky, it rises through every citizen who takes responsibility for our shared future. Thank you so much, sir.
May I please request Mr. Mihir Sanghvi, Mr. Deepak Vora, and Mrs. Smita Patil to come on the stage and honor CHETAN Solanki ji.
Normally, I don't take any material gifts, you know. Why? Because every material consumption is also carbon emission.
I would also request Mr. Pankaj Dargar to come on the stage for a photograph, sir.
आपने कहा है कि दांत ब्रश करने से कपड़े पहनने से एनर्जी यूज होती है. कल से ना दांत ब्रश करूंगा ना कपड़े पहनूंगा. अगर पुलिस पकड़ लेगी आपका नाम ले दूंगा.
पड़ोसी परेशान हो जाएंगे. Be mindful, you know, in consumption.